Hi guys, welcome back. I've got a question for you. Is the beach the first thing that comes to mind when you think about San Diego? You know, sun, sand, surf, girls in bikinis, guys in board shorts, and our laid-back lifestyle. Hey, most everyone does the same thing. And in this video, today we are exploring 3 iconic beach cities, showing you the neighborhoods beyond the tourist stuff. And covering all of the things that you'd want to know, well, things you need to know to make a move. What the latest housing stats are like, what the weather is like, local amenities, and even school ratings. Like I said, things that you need to know to make your move successful. You've probably heard of Pacific Beach, Mission Beach, or Ocean Beach here in San Diego. No surprise, as all 3 areas tend to be tourist destinations with different types of beaches and different vibes. Yes, from any of these neighborhoods, you can be on the sand within minutes from any home in these areas. Plus, in these communities, you have a ton of outdoor amenities. You've got a couple of piers. There's Crystal Pier up in Pacific Beach, or PB as we call it, along with the pier in Ocean Beach, or OB as it's known around here, which by the way you can fish off of for free. You don't need a license. You've got Mission Bay. It's a giant man-made 2,000-acre saltwater bay loaded with recreational areas, wetlands, and marshes. It's the go-to spot for wakeboarding, for jet skiing, sailing, camping, cycling, and jogging, or you can just have a simple picnic with your family. Plus, all of these communities are loaded with a ton of mom and pop type businesses, and there are so many eateries and nightlife too. And if that wasn't enough for you, you've got SeaWorld, Belmont Park, Ocean Beach's famous Dog Beach, and the Sunset Cliffs Natural Park, all within a relatively small section of San Diego's coastline. So there's a ton of outdoor recreation, and I promise if you're outdoorsy or you want that beach lifestyle, these communities are going to be perfect for you. But there are things that you're going to want to consider about beach community living. Neighborhoods around here can be very different from one another, giving you a lot of variety. In fact, there are 5 different neighborhoods that come to mind, all within the 2 zip codes that we're covering, 92109 and 92107. Some areas are very busy and some are much more secluded and quieter, and we're going to show you what that looks like as we drive around here. The other thing to keep in mind is the cost of living. Living west of the 5 freeway is going to be more expensive than being on the east side of it. West of 5 adds anywhere from a couple $100,000 to a couple $1 million onto anyone's home value, depending on the location and if that property has a view. Another thing to keep in mind is the weather. Yes, beach temperatures stay mild, but you also get a lot more overcast days. Some days the marine layer never burns off. In fact, as we filmed this video, there was only about a 3-hour window where the sun broke through, otherwise an overcast day. And that was the beginning of September, long after the well-known May gray and June gloom months have passed. Now, there are days where the clouds burn off and you don't have that marine layer and you get bluebird skies, but that's usually in the fall when the Santa Ana winds blow out any of the cloud cover. In this part of San Diego, the average temperatures run around 65 degrees in the winter and 75 degrees in the summer. Another thing to realize about coastal living is that space is limited. Lots of people live here and even more visit, so traffic is common. In 92109, you have 43,700 residents, and in 92107, you have 26,000 residents. Lot sizes are smaller than what you can get out towards the suburbs, and homes tend to be smaller too. Most homes are older, being built anywhere from 40 to 60 years ago. And in neighborhoods like Ocean Beach and Sunset Cliffs, down in 92107, you can find a lot of homes that are actually built nearly 70 years ago. So what we tend to see is a lot of owners rehabbing their properties through the years, building up with a second story, and maybe even adding more units onto their lots, which has become popular, especially in this part of San Diego. Ever since the Senate Bills 9 and 10 got passed, streamlining owners' ability to add extra housing units to their properties. So folks in this part of San Diego are taking advantage of the new regulations and are adding value to their properties by creating rental units, turning their single families into 3 or even 4 unit properties. And you're gonna find a real mix of housing nowadays: single family homes, condos, townhomes, with smaller multi-units like 2 to 4, and a bunch of apartment complexes too. Now, the other thing you're going to see here, more so than any other part of the county, are vacation rentals. Short-term rentals are very popular and lucrative in this part of San Diego. Mission Beach has a bulk of them, but you're going to see them in all the communities that we're exploring today. The last general topic that I want to cover before we break down each community is the school system here. According to niche.com, the schools in this part of San Diego are great. Tons of A ratings and lots of school choices. So let's break down each area for you, starting off with Pacific Beach, zip code of 92109, which we call PB for short. It's bordered by La Jolla to the north and Mission Beach to the south. Something to note here though, Mission Beach shares the same zip code, even though the two areas have a different vibe, and we'll show you what we mean. When we first moved here 40 years ago, PB had a different vibe to it. Lots of surfers and college students back then. Over the years, property values have increased, resulting in an area that's gradually become more older and affluent. Neighborhoods are quieter around PB now, especially the further you get away from the busy streets and the main thoroughways. Grand and Garnett run from east to west, and this is where you're going to find the majority of the eateries, stores, and bars. And if you head west far enough, you're going to find Crystal Pier, where you can actually stay in the motel on the pier over the ocean. We've never done that, but it looks pretty cool. Right now, Pacific Beach and Mission Beach markets have a slight seller's advantage. What they're saying is that the market has been cooling off in the recent weeks. More homes are available and demand is less. The average sold price is just over $2,550,000, with days on market averaging 34, and homes are selling within about 99% of their list price. Homes range in size from less than 800 square feet to well over 2,000 square feet. Hey, remember how I mentioned how folks want to live here? So they will remodel a smaller, outdated home to fit their needs. That way they can have a home designed exactly how they want in the neighborhood that they love. Most homes were built in the 60s and the 70s. And right now there are 26 homes on the market, ranging from $639,000, but that one's a fixer, all the way up to $7.8 million. Now, scooting down south, Mission Beach is that thin strip of land that starts at the end of PB and heads all the way south down to the mouth of Mission Bay at the jetty. And this is where you're going to find a majority of the crowds due to vacation rentals and hotels, along with Belmont Park, marina, sport fishing outlets, and a bustling boardwalk. Plus, you have a lot of beaches on both the bay side and the ocean side of this strip of land. Out of all of the communities that we're covering, traffic can be the toughest here, especially in the summer. So if you don't mind having out-of-town guests as neighbors due to the short-term rental scene, then this is a really fun place to live. Let's hop over to Ocean Beach, or OB as we call it, with the zip code of 92107. Hey, we find the same thing going on here in OB. See, Sunset Cliffs is a more affluent and prestigious neighborhood to the south of OB. Well, it shares the same zip code, which is like what we see up in PB and Mission Beach. I like to equate OB as San Diego's version of Venice Beach up in LA. When it comes to the main street of Newport and the area around the pier and the beach, hey, it's common to see all kinds of walks of life, and this is where surfers, hippies, bikers, fitness-minded folks, and families all merge. Like in PB, the further you get into the neighborhoods and away from the main streets, the more things will quiet down. Another great thing about OB is how it transitions from flatland right along the coast to a steep hill heading away from the coastline. You can find a lot of great hillside homes with vast views, city lights, peekaboo ocean views, all the way to oceanfront full views. And the further that you head south towards Sunset Cliffs area, the more views those homes are going to give you, and it's going to cost you. It's common to see homes starting at the $2 million point all the way up to, well, there's a home listed right now for $9.5 million. Ocean Beach and Sunset Cliffs are in a strong seller's market. Hey, in the last few weeks though, the market has been stagnant in terms of sales compared to inventory. Prices have started to fall just a bit here. And guys, we're seeing this more and more all over some communities here in San Diego County. Just throwing it out there. Do you think it might have something to do with the interest rates being above 7%? So don't let these charts fool you. Prices are not going to drop all of a sudden here. The demand is still very strong in San Diego. The average sold price for a single family home in 92107 right now is a tad over 1.9 million. Generally, homes are selling at about 101% above their list price, and the average market time is about 48 days. When it comes to home types, sizes, and ages, there is a ton of variation. Home sizes range from less than 1,000 square feet all the way up to well over 2,200 square feet. Most were built anywhere from 40 to 70 years ago. Right now, there are 18 homes on the market ranging from 1.3 million all the way up to that one at 9.5 million. Hey, don't forget, you have a wide range of the types of housing and price points that you can find. So if you're not quite in the 9.5 million budget for your next place, don't sweat it. There are condos, townhomes, and our favorite 2 to 4 unit properties all up and down the coastline here. And the cool thing is, it's so easy to get started. All you got to do is reach out to us and let us know what you're looking for. We'll match you up with a neighborhood and a home that fits your lifestyle and your budget. Can't wait to hear from you and find out how we can help make your next move. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.